Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Um, we're back. We got the whole cast together again. I'm having a little bit of bitrate issue, and apparently, new guy went AFK. That cool character slag. Yeah. Well, I mean, just slip something in one of my players' drinks and don't do that.
Especially not if it's half of an ibuprofen.
I'm curious what a ibuprofen is, because I've never taken a ibuprofen. But then again, I'm a full-sized human.
Jakin. Shut up.
Okay. Anyway, last week, the crew explored an ancient ruin known as the Hollow. They were drawn there by Elise. She was receiving psychic tremors of her brother that lured her there, and along the way they met a robot named Slag. He was delightful, and he assisted them as they're exploring the Hollow. And Elise received a psychic message left behind by her brother, telling her not to follow him. So we come in today with Elise, High Poest, and Razik and Slag returning to the Narabi's rig, and as soon as they get there, Slags has a power failure and just shuts down. Much like my stream.
Or bad computer build. But that's okay. We'll
power through.
I was just gonna say load his useless husk onto the bridge. Or not the bridge, technically. Like cargo bay. And leave it there. Until
it'll be a new toy for Irene to play with.
Yeah. And well, I'm sure Elise's not going to do anything suspicious or annoying with it.
Like, use telekinesis to move it into our rooms when we don't expect it. We open the door and it slags right there in power off mode.
Ah, like my porcelain dolls.
No to all of that.
Anyway.
Okay, so I've had to reduce my bitrate, so if the quality is not as good as it normally is, hopefully this is just a weather thing, because we are getting some weather. I don't know why it would be, because I don't have satellite, but internet's weird. So I've reduced the bitrate and it's stable for now. So we're gonna push through.
Well, now that you called me out, I'm putting him in people's rooms. I'm gonna go put him in the
The bot is working?
Anyways, I'm gonna go put him inside the not the pilot seat, but the co-pilot seat, and just have him sit there with his hands on the wheel.
Oh, the restream bot is working. No, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My chat bot isn't working, so yeah. We'll be using maps and starships made by the creators, who have links below, whichever platform you're watching on. I won't be able to link it in chat. Okay. So, I told you that bot's not working.
I was just trying it to make sure.
Gotta test it for himself.
All right. Sorry. Okay, this is kind of a rocky start. So the next thing for you guys to do is the ship is fully repaired, and at a time of your choice, you can head over to Port Shadowburn and talk to the mechanic and talk and figure out when you guys can take off and get back into the stars.
Yeah. We definitely need to be doing that. Maybe we can make a scene far from here to leave these people be.
So you guys are gonna leave the Narabis behind and head to Port Shadowburn?
I mean, after some, on my part, fond farewells, yeah.
Rizzy can't leave them without at least doing a checkup. Which may or may not include goodbyes, but that's part of the process.
Irene will spend the time chastising and berating Flaux into understanding the importance of every step of the repair process on these new cannons.
I'm just gonna say goodbye to everyone.
Okay.
At least he's over there like.
And what is Hypoist?
Oh, I think it's like really dramatic where I'm like, I'm so proud of you guys for defending yourselves and being saved from tyranny. I believe in you. He's like being very touched by their generosity. It does not have to be reciprocated.
Patting him on the back, like,
Goodbyes are so hard.
Not really. Bye, everyone.
As you guys are getting on the ATV to head to the port, the brother Kren, approaches Razik. He says, "Hey, and he holds out his hand for a handshake.
I'll shake his hand.
Okay. As soon as you clasp his hand, you can tell he's passing you something, and he pulls you in.
Oh, that's always so awkward.
Yeah, and he pulls you in, and he says, "I know you fly with a bunch of weird people who don't like possessions and whatnot, but I figured you guys deserved a little extra. So, use it when you need to." And then
I will.
he passes you a small vial of coagula.
Ooh. I pocket it.
Okay.
And I say I'm extremely thankful for this, and just for the fact that they hosted us, despite like the situation, they still hosted us. I'm very grateful for that as well.
Yeah. So you guys lived with them for about 3 weeks at this point, while the ship was getting repaired.
Yeah. Nice.
And we all know how it is to have visitors that never go away.
More like new roommates.
All right, you guys take the ATV back to over to Port Shadowburn. Obviously, you guys can't take the ATV with you. Do you plan to leave it for the Narabis or sell it at the at Port Shadowburn?
Yeah.
Which one?
I mean, if we leave it for the Narabi, then one of them will just have to like drive us over to the port. But we can do that. All in favor?
they can keep it if they wish. We can't take it with us, so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Cool. That's what we do.
Okay. So, Flaux sits in the gun that you guys have mounted in the back there, still. And when you guys get to the edge of the town, you guys disembark, and he says his final goodbye before getting in the driver's seat and turns around.
I'm disappointed that he didn't just lay into the town with the cannon before leaving.
And remember, Flaux, in the desert, you gotta stay hydrated.
Right? No sugary Gatorade drinks. Maybe just a slice of orange.
My daughter just recently installed an app on her phone that tells her when to take a drink of water, and the sound effect of water rushing every 2 hours or so. Anytime I'm with her, I'm like, oh my god, I have to pee now.
You know, the human body has this great indicator. It's called thirst.
I constantly forget to drink water. And drinking soda isn't the same as reminding yourself to drink water, or drinking coffee isn't the same as reminding yourself to drink water. So,
Well, I don't drink soda or coffee, so.
I
Yeah.
had a friend that had an alarm every few hours that was just obnoxious, and when asked what this alarm was for, it was to keep him alert at all times. There was no purpose. It was just to surprise everyone and keep him alert.
That sounds like really bad for your health.
Oh
Anyway, that
This
is
sounds like a
totally
broken phone
not
waiting to happen.
Alternity related thing aside. We're going back to Port Shadowburn, and we're gonna get on our ship, and we're gonna do space shenanigans today.
Okay. So you guys start walking to the landing bay where your ship is waiting for you. You've been told it's all repaired and shiny and just as good as new. Everyone give me an awareness check.
Irene definitely watched over their shoulder the entire time.
At least he didn't. Neither did Razik.
My roll isn't showing up.
That's a fail for Irene.
And their rolls aren't showing up either. So 1 second. Just gonna
Refresh.
If anyone wants to roll just a flat D20.
I can do it. Oh, Irene did it. It was a 10.
You're welcome.
I think she froze.
Ah.
The refresh was too much.
I assume everyone failed.
I'm going on Caddy's sheet. Awareness 16. Yes, I believe everybody.
I think the only one who has a good
Yeah.
good awareness is Razik, and you got a big ol' 1.
Yes, my awareness has been crap this entire campaign so far, so I can't wait for the day I can actually see with my, predatory eye.
I get pluses because of my psychic ability, and it's just like not on. It's like nah.
No, you get pluses because you're a Dorak.
I thought it was my psychic ability. Oh well.
You might get. I mean, if you get pluses from your psychic ability and Dorak, then you should probably increase your step. That being said, wait. Oh, she's back.
There we go.
All right. So you guys are heading towards the docking bay, and you reach the kind of office area in front of the docking bay, where there's like the mechanic shop on the right, and then the attendant on the left. So you go into the mechanic shop, and he starts breaking down all the repairs, and Irene is making sure it all makes sense. And everything seems above board.
Seeing as we just got to the ship, I assume that I am currently putting Slag in the co-pilot seat.
Okay. All right, so you guys head out to the hangar, and yeah, you wheel Slag into the co-pilot seat. Just for my own.
Super brief question while you're looking at that. Did y'all bring back that shield arm thing?
Yeah,
I believe Slag that grabbed
yeah,
it. So
Slag
yes.
grabbed
so
it,
yeah.
Okay.
However, now he's shut down, so he might be clasping on it, so it might be hard to kind of get it off of him.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. Precisely.
Okay.
Even though Irene kind of smiles and nods at everything the dock overseer gave them on what went into the repairs, as soon as we're back on the ship, she's taking it apart with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that everything is done right.
Okay, so it's going to be a while
Not
since you guys...
not literally taking it apart, but she's double checking everything.
Okay, so you're not quite ready to take off yet.
Sure.
Okay. Give me an awareness check.
I will do that. That is a nat 20. So that, I believe, is going to be... I think that's excellent. Yeah, that's excellent.
Okay. So while you're in the port engine room, you hear like an impactful thud on the hull.
Is there a console in the engine room where I can access external sensors?
No.
It's always something. Ugh. She'll stalk out and head down the access ramp outside and take a look.
You're gonna have to like climb on top. So you pull one of their risers up and climb up board. No.
No. I just stick 1 foot onto the ship, activate my magnetic boots, and walk up.
Okay. Give me another awareness check, but I'm gonna give you, since you heard the thud, so you kind of know the area. I'm gonna give you a +2 step.
Okay. That is a 15. That is an average success.
All right. You find a metallic puck with a kind of a glossy black core attached to the top of your ship.
What is it?
Give me an engineering check with like a -2 step to see if you've seen this type of device before.
Okay.
It's not a weapon, so you don't get your weapon specialty.
All right. Is you know what? I'm just not going to ask on my other stuff. I'm just going to roll it. So a -2. But I get a +1 for being an expert, and yeah, so a -1. $16 on engineering is still an excellent success.
An excellent success. Okay. Yeah, you know what this is, and you can also narrow down its design. This
Okay.
appears to be a tracking puck.
Okay.
And you know its design looks contracted, so it doesn't look like it's Sphere Mandate, it doesn't look like it's Seldrosi Empire. It looks like it would be someone else's tracking device. But someone just tagged your ship with a tracking device.
Take a look around the bay.
Okay, give me awareness +1 step.
10 is a fail.
All right, yeah, you scan around, and this is kind of like Mos Eisley style, where it's like this big circular, and then at the top is open, and so you scan around the top, and you don't see anyone.
Call down over the communicator. We might have a slight issue. Someone just tagged us with a tracker, and I don't know who it was.
Rizik asked, did that just happen? Or was that installed with the repairs?
I'm pretty sure it just happened, but I can't be 100%.
Can't we just remove it?
Maybe?
Uninstall, technically.
Potentially. I don't know what kind of countermeasures it might have.
Okay, Razik, give me an awareness plus 1 step.
Nope.
Well, that's
One short.
That's 9 times better than your last roll.
Yeah.
I would like to try. I would like to. Well, it's not directly integrated into the ship's like systems, so instead, I would like to go up there and take a look with Irene, assuming she tells us like where it is.
Yeah, it's on the. You said the port engine.
Yeah, and it's okay. Let me show this to y'all, players. So, you know how you kind of have those fins on top and bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever fired it in a way so that it went under the fin, so that would have been harder to find. The only reason you even came up here to look is because you heard the thud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Hypelos, do you also have magnetic boots, or do you need to go get a?
I need to like get a ladder.
Okay.
Yeah, I do not have cool magnetic boots.
I figured they'd be useful as an engineer.
Yeah, they're super dope. I got a hover light.
Also
Hypo
dope.
says that he turns it on just for fun.
It just flows around.
I have a med kit.
Yeah, we know.
And my axe.
It's all you talk about.
No, at least he should have gotten in with my side blade.
I
Yeah.
was trying, but
All right, so Hypoist. Yeah, there it is.
Would I know if there's any way to remove it? Could I roll security to find something out about it? Or
Yeah, okay. Roll me security.
okay. I believe I don't have any steps in that yet. So it'll just be a fun. Ooh, baby. That's excellent.
Okay. This particular model is designed to be covert. It would obscure itself on any kind of scanning device. It's basically insulated, so anything that passes over it would just read. It's masking the signature of the metal of the ship. It probably doesn't have any kind of defensive measures against tampering. This kind of model is designed to be put on the outside of a ship, and so if you find it, the jig's up.
Kind of like removing a barnacle, yeah.
Yeah. So with a couple, I mean, like you gotta like pop in, your flat little metal
Screwdriver?
something
barnacle
like that.
scraper.
Yeah, barnacle scraper into this kind of notch to trigger the release, and then. But yeah, since you got an exceptional, you just pull out your little rod and pop, and it comes right off. But you also know that when it pops off, it'll stop transmitting. What?
Oh darn!
What did my son say?
No, he just walked by with a sword. It was really
It was a lightsaber.
It was very you two. Like
I gave him a lightsaber this morning.
yeah.
Are there any cameras in the hangar?
Are there cameras in the hangar? Give me I mean, yes, there's cameras in the hangar.
And are those cameras like legit cameras?
Or the security theater?
Are they like my apartment complex where they're not plugged in?
You don't have that information.
Okay.
Do we want to, before we fully pop it off and deactivate it, Oh, in character. Sorry. Do we want to maybe like try to ping back the signal?
Yeah, I was wondering whether we should do that, or there's not really a good way to pop it off and then reactivate it on a different moving thing. So, yeah, great
Well,
minds think alike, though.
we could potentially. I might be able to get in and scale out the decoupling ring modulator in it. And I mean, with an adjustment of as little as 3 microns, I could probably set it to give out a false signal after we've traveled a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. That is an option. But I'm just concerned that if we remove the device by oh gosh, you explained this to me whenever we were going over this stuff. If we remove the device by inserting a like tool into the security receptor side to remove the sensor, then won't that engage its basic, like, oh goodness, what's it called? Basic something protocol to disable its ping factor? And if we disable the ping factor, will it not totally just stop doing any sort of signaling, which will warn them that we've moved it to a different target?
So I'm like totally proud of you. That couldn't have been more wrong, but I'm so proud of you for trying. But where you're going with it, yes, there is the possibility that we will alert them that we have tampered with it one way or the other. So either we take that risk or we just remove it and be on our way. Also, yes, you with your hand up.
Wait, is Razik out here?
Well, that's the question I was gonna have. Are you guys doing it over communicator or face to face?
I think
No,
they're
we're
face to
just
face
standing on
on
the
the
ship.
ship. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
standing on the. But you'd said that Razik was out in the hangar looking around anyway, so
Yes.
you could overhear it.
You could shout
Not
at
like
us.
we're hiding it.
It's not so much overhearing it, but like since he sees you, he's gonna say over the communicator because he doesn't want to yell in the hangar. He's gonna say, "Are you guys removing it, or what?"
That is yet to be determined.
Because we don't know who put it in. They might be watching, so if you tamper with it, they'll see you.
That actually brings me to a good point. Irene, are you any good at getting into cameras?
I mean,
I'm
probably Hypost is better with the camera system than I am.
yeah, either you
I
or
don't like
I
watching.
could try. You or I could try to locate the source signal, ping back from this device, or look into the camera system. So if you choose one that you would rather do, I'll do the other.
Why don't you go ahead and take a look at the cameras while I figure out if I can even begin to adjust its transponder?
Perfect. Well, then, yeah, I guess. Oh, goodness. Is there going to be a good way to hack into the camera system?
Or we could ask.
Yeah, we probably could if there are cameras. I don't see why we have to be too sneaky about it. It's just, at least he phrased it like, let's sneak in.
Well, and I understand that that's our standard modus operandi, but like we've done nothing to upset the port authority yet. So they may cooperate if we ask, and who better to ask than you?
Yeah.
That is true. I was just worried that we'd alert whoever stuck the thing to our ship.
Well, they probably already know.
I mean, we're probably already alerting them by all standing out here, staring at it and gesturing vaguely about
Poking.
the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I'm
Also,
not
if
upset.
we remove it, it will alert them.
So since I cannot help with the security camera nor with the thing, the tracker, the only thing I could do is try to figure out who did this, but going alone would be kind of dangerous, especially for me.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying we're talking about trying to find out who did it, and the way we have like a few different options that we could pursue in that, but I'm
Yes.
not sure how useful checking the cameras is going to be. I don't feel like we're going to look at the camera and go, aha, it is that NPC we met 3 episodes ago. Like, I feel like we'll be like, and that is a person.
Well,
his name is
given that the
Anakin.
thing
Good to
Given
know.
that the thing got put on the ship from a distance, I'm assuming they either threw it or shot it at the ship, meaning that they would
Jacob
be
said
quite
it was
obvious.
something. It would have been shot from underneath up into the.
Yeah,
so,
but Rizika's not good at this stuff. So.
No, I mean, if it was shot, the angle would have been from above.
Oh, okay.
It's on the top side of the inner hull, but it's underneath the kind of loop, the wings.
Well, then would the cameras even be looking at, like are there balconies above?
Scaffoldings.
Yeah, scaffolding.
they're
Well, not scaffolding because isn't it open top?
it's a flat top, flat rooftop up there.
Yeah.
It's conceivable that
So-
someone could have gone up there, pointed the thing, and shot a tracker, and then walked away.
They would have had to shoot from above. I don't necessarily feel like the cameras would be looking there. I feel like our best bet is to just find out who's doing the tracking. We can always drive into space and then find out who's doing the tracking and then go outside and pop it off. My outfit's got life support.
I do not volunteer as tribute.
I just said I've got life support.
No, I know, but Rizik not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think our best bet right now is to just leave it.
Yeah. Because
And-
I think if we head into space, they'll start to establish a connection to try and track our location.
Right. It'll be probably easier to ping it back. And hell, it might be someone we want watching us for whatever reason.
To make sure that they don't attack the Narabi rig looking for us is my concern.
I personally don't see the advantage of being tracked, but I will definitely defer to the better experts in that regard.
Not an expert at being stalked, but I am an expert of making sure other people don't get hurt.
I meant more electric security devices and stuff.
Well, I'll leave that decision up to you, Captain.
I believe Apoes has said that it's kind of a democratic ship where there's a captain by title, but not a captain by power.
The easy way to get around that, by the way, and he hasn't caught on to this yet, but if you just abstain from voting and let him make the decision, it's just easier.
Well, Razik will get back inside the ship since this is no longer seemingly a concern.
I will finish
Am-
propping up slag and then slip away.
Am I fairly confident that once we're going, I'll be able to ping back the signal?
You guys don't have the equipment to intercept its transmission, but you can attach something to it. But if you're leaving atmosphere, you would have to attach it in casing that would survive exit, so it doesn't burn off.
But once we've left,
Yeah, once you're in the
Can you
vacuum
attach
space.
something to it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd
and
be a
we-
much
we can
simpler.
spacewalk
It would still need a casing because there's just lots of radiation in space, but it wouldn't need a heat shield of that kind of. Yeah, it'd be a different
Yeah,
shielding.
Yeah.
yeah, that can be whipped up.
Irene can whip that up while we're flying off.
There you
Yeah.
go. Okay, so you guys are gonna take off. Okay,
I think that's the plan.
and
yeah.
you're gonna make some casing. Give me a engineering check.
Yep. I don't have any specialties in this, so it's just a +1 from engineering and a +3 from my recently upgraded repair kit.
Oh boy.
You're welcome. 17 is
Jesus.
definitely at least excellent.
Is that a plus D10?
Yeah.
It's not even a weapon? So weapon would be plus D20? Jesus.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay, can you allow this? You took the
You let this happen.
Nah, man.
We had this discussion. Yeah, so that's an excellent.
Okay, yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, you make a great casing.
That casing is excellent. Thank you very much.
And I fly out into space.
Okay. You don't need to make a roll to leave atmosphere. That's kind of routine.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys want to maybe get half an astronomical unit away and then come to a stop. So
Yeah.
okay.
Find a parking space downtown and take a walk.
Sure, downtown in the big black of space. Yeah, got it.
Exactly. I'm so glad you understand.
Excuse me, nobody around. Is this spot taken?
Pull over. I need to use the restroom. There's not a restroom for another 4 light years.
Hold it.
I
right.
told you to go before we left.
Okay.
Are we there yet?
So Irene gets into the airlock, and actually, we can go ahead and that.
Irene ain't going out there.
Oh, you just made the
Yeah,
casing.
it's me.
Yeah. Irene don't have
Life support.
vacuum sealed. We need to get some vacuum sealed emergency gear for the ship.
Actually, I will say that the ship
probably
has a
basic
pair of
stuff.
vacuum suits, like basic vacuum suits, as part of the the
I'm just
equipment
kind
the
of
ship.
always wearing mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, if we both want to go out, then
Yeah.
Space
2 heads
walk.
are better than 1.
Do I not have your
Yeah.
token on this your map? So you're both going through the airlock, going for a spacewalk.
yar. And Irene will again engage her magnetic boots, even though she's probably tethered.
Yes, you guys do have a tether to the airlock, and then you got your magnetic boots, and you make your way over there. Hypothesis,
I
since
swear
you
if this
don't have magnetic boots, I think I'm gonna make you give me a skill roll.
Or I can just hold on to Irene's shoulders.
That's fair.
I'll hold Hypoist's hand. We're besties.
Do I have regular feet? Are they like paws?
You have something between humanoid feet and because you don't have digitigrade legs, so yeah, you've got fairly humanoid shaped feet.
I have a pair of
you have-
magnetic. I have a pair of magnetic boots. I can lend.
It's not that big of a deal this time to handhold, but I should get my own pair of magnetic boots, just so we can all match.
It's important.
Yeah.
Brings up morale.
Okay, so give me a security check, Hypois, to open the casing without triggering the release.
That's right. No step bonuses to security. Ooh. Oh no. That's a fail.
Okay. Unfortunately, in trying to take the casing off, you disengaged it. Unless you want to spend a hero point. Which, by the way, at the start of the session, everybody got one.
This session
This
or last
session.
session?
Start of this session, everybody got 1 hero point. I forgot to mention.
Well, that does mean I have 2 hero points. But this doesn't feel like the most pressing thing or the most heroic thing to spend it on. Like, we're just removing a tracker.
If it disengages it. And it very well could be at this point that if it disengaged mid-flight, they might assume that it was just a malfunction. So.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know we left the planet, that we were off planet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, it disengaged.
All right, cool. So we're not going to be able to ping back to them, but
and in frustration and irritation, Irene will take the excellent casing that she made and just throw it out. No, I'm not going to throw it out into space. I'm going to save that for something for later on.
feel like, guess it's a waste. Yeet.
Space yeet.
We should really be doing more space yeets.
Space eats.
And from a rational perspective, throwing something that can re-enter atmosphere at the speed that it would and resist it and land on a planet could be potentially dangerous.
I don't think we're gonna look if Irene threw a little piece of plastic out into space off of the side of our ship after I found what is effectively the space equivalent of an empty Walmart parking lot in a no man's land, then I would be okay with it re-entering the atmosphere of a planet because that would just be too funny.
And point of order, plasteel, not plastic.
It would still probably not make it to the planet of whichever atmosphere it had entered.
You see,
Especially
space is
considering
very
we didn't
big.
give it a heat shield, and it would burn up upon re-entry.
Regardless, you guys get back inside and you plot a hyperspace course to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, kid. You bother me.
Speaking of, where should we?
Where are we going?
Of course. Well, I don't have excellent memory on this. Jacob, can you remind me again? Is there a particular sector here that's sphere mandate versus like what the colors mean?
I can help you indeed. So this kind of turquoise, that's sphere mandate.
Mm-hmm.
Big boy red is Saladrin Empire or Saldrosi Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Orange is the Wild Cluster. Green is what's called the Gaps. I think gray here is Crest League. Yes, I think that's Crest League. And then one of these one of these is the Regency of Planets, and the other one is the Fair Star Oligarchy.
You would just have to double check which is which.
Yes, and I don't want to do that right now. And then this one way over here, this is the Fringe.
Okay.
I think the Fair Star Oligarchy is blue, just because I think the Regency is purple.
So then the question is, because as odd as it may seem, my cultural training is in the two great empires we find ourselves nestled between. Not so much lovingly nestled as kind of threateningly nestled.
I need an adult.
And
It is a
I,
very nice way to put it, though.
yeah, because they come together like this, and then I said, I'm trying to think of this particular location doesn't have a color assignment,
Correct.
but it does
That-
have a name.
That is just a
So,
that is a
are they just
star.
neutral?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not part of it's not a region. It's not part of a named region. It's on the basically Mawar is on the border of the Wild Cluster and Sphere Mandate space.
Okay. And we are currently in Cass, right?
No, you are in
No,
Kalia.
Kalia. Okay, I knew it started with a C. So really what I'm trying to think of is the ultimate goal for Hyper West is to visit planets that don't have very strong already governing infrastructures and teach the people there how to like self-sustain and self-govern through community organization, and like help Razik set up medical centers there and train people to support themselves, and like with Irene's abilities help them be technologically independent, and then with Elise's capabilities protect them from like violent oppression. So really what I'm trying to find out is if there are planets that I think either the Saldrosi Empire or the Sphere Mandate would be eyeing as part of their kind of tyrannical expansion that we could get to first.
Okay. Well, in the last few months, when either of these large powers moves into a system, it's a big deal. But it's
Okay.
the larger they get, the slower they get at doing that, because they're not in a state. Neither side is in a state of war, so they don't have like a mobilized armada. They just have patrols, and so when they advance into a system and plant their flag, there's a lot of lead up to it.
I want to be guessing where their lead up is pointed, not so much as where they already are.
Well, looking at the general public knowledge hyper routes, everyone assumes that something's going to go down at Haku, which is this star right smack dab, not in the perfect middle, but in the crossroads of the sector.
Yeah.
Because if either party gains control of Haku, they'll have a direct hyperlane route to the other party, which will give them, at the very least, an early warning system if the other side goes hot war. Because right now they're basically in a cold war.
Yeah.
Where neither party has liked each other. They have not had good diplomatic attention, and they know that they're the only game in town, and they don't like each other. Yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of inevitable that there's going to be some clash, and so people are thinking that Haku will be a likely target. But, that being said, they also know that if any party moves on Haku, then
it's
they
pretty
might...
much a declaration of
they might trigger a response.
Yeah.
So, that being said, since the Saldrosi Empire and the Sphere Mandate have considerable resources, they might have the ability to have already tracked secret hyperspace routes to bypass Haku. And of course, both of them also have other ways towards... Oh, and by the way, I just looked it up. I was wrong. The blue is Regency of Planets, purple is Fair Star Oligarchy. Everything else I got right, though.
I'll make a note of that. All right, then I think I have an idea of what I want, but we'll talk about where we want to go in a like onboard meeting. So if anyone else has questions to decide where their character would be driven, you can ask Jake.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
I don't really have a place where Razik wants to go, but I just want to make sure. Where is it sounds bad when I'm gonna ask it, but where's my wife?
Your wife is in the Crest League.
My wife.
That would be the gray planets. Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I don't want to go.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's a big oh no, thank you.
I may have forgotten where
please?
the Star Keepers were too.
Okay. That one of the red planets is Plexen. I think it's Apotus, the Apotus system.
Oh,
I'll just
yeah,
ping
which
it,
is down
right?
here.
Yeah, that's where you're from. I don't know if that's on stream. Oh, it's barely on stream. Okay, cool.
Okay, so it's a good ways away. I had a question about that vision I had last session. Did I see my brother leave after he dropped the token, or was that the last thing I saw was the message and then nothing?
Yeah, you the way psychic history works is you kind of see the event of the object, and so you just saw him place it because in order for a psychic memory to be attached to an object, it has to be one where there's a lot of strong emotions or strong psionics. So as soon as he put it down, that was kind of like the end transmission. Holy crap! My Brasidas
Okay,
decided. Fuck you.
I just wanted to know if I had some kind of idea where he went. So I got no idea where he is now. Cool.
Anyone else?
Irene just wants to avoid sphere mandate space.
Well, there's a great place to lay low. In the Miliadi system, there is a space station that's kind of almost lawless, but like not hypoist style.
So it's kind of like the Mild West.
It's almost lawless. So instead, it's not fun.
Right. It's a bit dangerous.
People aren't nice to each other.
Right.
That's my form of lawless.
But it'd be a good place to duck out for a day or two, especially since you have someone who may be tailing you. I mean, you got rid of the tracking device, but yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
You guys see
Okay.
those tags?
Where?
How do I show you tags? What do you guys got on your left? Do you have a journal notes?
Yes, it looks like a bookmark.
Yep.
Yeah, click on that.
Oh, yep.
Right here, the semicolon. That's the planet. And if you double click on it, it should bring up the journal entry.
We've only got the two. We've got the Helgerg, and then we've got Inzad.
Yeah. I think I need to figure permissions. All players, observer, save. Now can you see it?
Yes.
Yarp.
Nice.
Okay.
So the space station is called New Berx. And it has very lax laws, very high prices, and this space station has been built and remodeled for the last 1,000 years. So it doesn't look like anything. It looks like someone was playing 6-dimensional, like playing Tetris on 6 planes. That's kind of what it looks like. And it's labyrinthine on the inside, and it's not a tourist attraction, but you can get anything there. But the prices are jacked up. But you can refuel, and there's enough law so that it's not complete chaos.
Brief question. Speaking of prices being jacked up,
Mm-hmm.
Did we get paid any sort of money for that?
Yeah, but not
Or we
like a
did?
whole
Okay.
lot because they repaired your ship and refueled it. So
Right.
you got enough money to like go to the grocery store for a day type of thing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you got a modern American equivalent of a couple $100.
And Rizik is not a liar, but he's not a truther either. So far he's kept the vial of Coablia, the extra vial of Coablia, kind of hidden.
Okay.
It's gonna get punched in the bird throat when we find out.
Yeah.
It's called the gullet. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. I guess we should have a round table to discuss our options. I would like to suggest traveling to this sector. Is it Maz?
That system.
Maze. Yeah, that system. Here. This.
Yeah, I think maze would be the appropriate pronunciation.
Okay.
Well, we'll do the Roddenberry. Whoever pronounces it first, that's how you pronounce it.
I just pronounced it 4 times.
Right. So it goes by many names. But you landed on maze. We're gonna call it maze.
So yeah, maze. I think I would like to go there to prepare settlements there for our way of life and bolster them with technological instruction and healthcare services. So that is the system I think would be a smart choice for our ship.
Well, what do we know about what's already at Maze? I mean, does it make sense to stop off in what did you say, New Berx?
New Berx, yeah.
Yeah, would it make sense to stop off in New Berx, resupply our pantry, and then head to Maze?
I definitely think that's super doable.
Yes, and it serves a dual purpose of laying low for a few days.
But
I just think.
Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I like that you guys are kind of working out some goals because I do want this to be a little more freeform from here on.
Yeah. I think if the Sphere Mandate or the Saldrosi Empire do attempt to take Haku here, or otherwise kind of expand into other systems, Maze in particular is going to be that crosshair where
it's going to feel the brunt of it.
Mm-hmm. Especially compared to the other sectors of the Wild Cluster. So, and from there we can, we could make jumps, but I don't think we even need to. I enjoy the idea of moving around the Wild Cluster a bit more, doing the good work.
I'm fine with that. It also keeps us away from the Crest League for no reason.
Well, it is closer to the Crest League than you are right now, but space is big.
Yeah.
The Crest League is the dark gray?
Yeah. And the light gray is the fringe. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Is there any way we could avoid the Crest League? Asking for a friend.
Or if we go through it, could we go through it very fast and not stop?
All right, so you guys are going to go to New Berks?
Yes, it looks like the first
briefly.
Stop, yeah.
But circling back to what Vegas had asked, do we know very much about what would be in the system of Maze? Are we concerned about finding rations and then we show up, or do we know that there are places in Maze that we could eat for way cheaper than if we bought all of our supplies at Newburgh?
Yeah. You guys know you guys have probably visited Maze, and then you've heard rumors of what it's like living there. Maze is controlled by mega corporations, so it's kind of like Hypost's hell.
Or Dream Rebellion space.
Yeah. And the mega corporations provide a lot of technological products to the whole of the Wild Cluster. Like, a lot of your ships are built on the planet Tectus, which is the planet in the Maze system. I should have mentioned that already. Yeah, the planet Tectus is where you get a lot of your ships. In fact, I think this ship you guys are on was built at Tectus. I don't... yeah.
I believe in the notes it said so, yeah.
Yeah. Now, in recent rumors are that the mega corporations, which have basically superseded any government body, they are themselves entering a sort of Cold War.
Perfect.
And that's what you know about Tectus. So there's a lot of manufacturing going on, and there's a lot of upper echelon business type of, yeah.
Sounds like the perfect place for the proletariat to be bolstered.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if rethinking individual skins and throw a wrench in these plans. Jagana posted something in Foundry.
Did you? Okay. Again, there's no internet in the, so information you have may be out of date. But yep. This for the vial you have, the standard go is 100 ingots. I mean, not 100, 1,000 ingots just for that one vial.
Yeah.
Which is quite a bit of money.
Perfect. I'll try to keep that in mind.
I mean, everything sells for more at New Berx.
It's true. Everything sells for more at New Berx. Alright, so let's go ahead and fast forward to you guys arriving at New Berx. We get an establishing shot of the planet behind it in shadow, and this kind of multicolored, parts of it are dark, parts of it are like neon, kind of amalgamation of cubes strapped together in this hodgepodge of postmodernism. And behind it we see this kind of red star cresting over the planet, casting this red light all over the backside of this thing, and then the Involucre flies into frame from bottom right. And as you guys are flying in, we're skipping past the idea where you've talked with Docking, and yeah, you could tell the mood on the bridge is, wow, we're getting robbed, and all we're doing is docking, because these fees are exorbitant.
I mean, we don't have to suck.
It's actually fuel. You don't actually have to pay for the docking. This is like, is there a free space you can park? So, on busier times, sometimes ships will have accidents here because there really isn't an air control tower. It's just like, that spot's free, go for it. Fortunately, you just filled up, so you don't need a whole lot of fuel, so you'll still be able to grab groceries and whatnot. What do you guys once you've docked the ship, what are you guys gonna disseminate into this crazy, huge, by the way, like massive station? New Berx can be seen from the planet's surface. That's how big it is.
Wow.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, I'm reading about it right now. Sorry.
Where's the bar?
There's probably more than one.
Where's the closest bar?
Alright, when you guys disembark, it's kind of like this very low light kind of environment. Lots of dark metal and bright neon for people, storefronts trying to get your attention. And there's this kind of robot that has the top of it is kind of in a quasi-feminine shape, and then it just kind of has this rounded cylindrical bottom that has a single wheel. And it powers on when you guys step through the threshold, and it kind of like wobbly wheels over to you and goes, "Hello, Welcome to New Berx. If you are lost, I have a directory of businesses and locations, updated as of error.
And as a sarcastic comment, given the price gouging that happens in this town, Rizik turns to the robot and says, "And how much will that cost us?"
I am not that kind of bot. I'm killing Vegas. You're muted, bud. Oh, okay, good.
I should stay muted right now.
So, are you looking for cyberware? Are you looking for hard drugs? Are you looking for slave labor? Are you looking for the best weapons in the cluster? Are you looking for fine dining? Are you looking for clothing on the cheap, winky face? Are you looking for mercenaries? Are you looking for... And it just starts listing all these kind of like random industries.
I just remember grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping. Uh-oh, watch out for rats. Ha ha. The nearest grocery store is in cube 4927, approximately 16 meters due behind me. You can see it with its bright neon light. It was last open at error. Its hours are between error and 9 o'clock.
You should really have those errors checked out. When was the last time you went through maintenance?
Analyzing voice pattern. Would you like to find a beauty salon?
That's not what I asked at all.
Yeah, Fisto, I think on this space station that ship has sailed. You said notice what it's not selling? Life insurance.
Ha ha ha. Good one.
Everything else.
Where's the nearest establishment for alcoholic beverages?
Oh, that is easy. Winky face. You will find one of those in every single block.
Just find whatever has the highest rated Yowza reviews and go from there.
Yay, yowza. Yeah, so groceries and drinks then?
Hey! You hear a voice from your left. You see a particularly hunched Flizg. And Flizg basically look like human-sized geckos with longer limbs. They're omnidextrous, so they can walk on any two limbs or on all fours, and they can use any two limbs for anything. And this guy is wearing this thick, tattered cloak, and his snout is kind of sticking out past it. I heard you're looking for something to drink. For the right fee, I can show you where the best rock gut is in the entire cluster.
This is on you, Irene.
Define fee?
Well, you know, any coin you happen to drop. Or maybe you can buy me around when we get there.
Captain?
Oh, wait a
Yes.
minute. You're one of them. Oh, never mind. I have to go.
One of what? One of what kind, huh?
She's blue. She's got those
Oh, yeah.
eyes.
She's
Exolvi.
cool. I don't understand.
Yeah. I gotta go.
No, it's okay. She's cool. She's with us, obviously.
He's
You
already
think
like backed away and he's scuttering away.
gonna be hanging out with us, yeah.
I missed an opportunity, but you should have rethink your life.
Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily surprised. There are lots of species that are jealous of how evolved we are.
So behind the robot, which is just standing there lifelessly, staring ahead, waiting for input. Behind you, you see a pair of humans, kind of like shiftedly walk over to the wall and climb up on this crate, and they start interacting with this loudspeaker.
We'll watch intently to see what this interaction is and if it can help us.
Okay, well they appear to make some hasted modifications, and then it kind of like hums up, and they get down and they rush to the side, and a voice kind of blasts through this loudspeaker, and it appears to be a recording of some kind, and it says, "It has been said that humanity can claim no foul against them, for they have unleashed every slight on the galaxy. But who knows the truth of this? 1,000 years of gossip and rumor. Facts! Are they not all around us? And what do our eyes see? Infrastructure that spans from the black edge to black edge of the galaxy. Planets terraformed from lifeless rocks to paradises amongst the stars. Imperia is why we are here, on this world, on this station, to complain about it. If a few primitive creatures were raised from their worlds and brought into the fold, can we not surmise that they as a whole were improved? Every vessel, every space station, every hyperdrive engine, all of these are laid down by the blueprint of Imperia, by the blueprints made by humanity. The Saldren and their warships, the Exolvi and their supercarriers, all the fruits of human ingenuity. They believe they can wipe away the past? Well, history has a way of repeating itself. This is the birthright. Join me, brothers and sisters, in humanity." And then it hums down.
Well, that was something.
So if you were thinking bars, I was thinking maybe something with a theme might be fun.
I mean, okay. I'm just, I'm still trying to wrap my head around whatever that was. And if I'd have known it was going to be that kind of party, I'd have stuck my spanner wrench in the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I'm with you there on that one. But is it not our goal to teach people that everyone is equal and that there is not a superiority, but rather the greatness of shared community of individuals who are all in their own right beautiful and valuable and special without necessarily having to contribute to capital interest? And what better place to do that than where people don't know it already? You want a drink?
Yeah, let's do that.
As long as the drinks are pretty colors. I like the ones with pretty colors.
An interesting
I'm-
element of canon.
No, she's right. Objectively correct.
Thank you.
Just before we leave, I'm gonna go get my disinfectant wipes because this whole place stresses me out.
Agreed. Irene's not one necessarily for excessive maintenance of personal hygiene, and even she is icked out by everything.
I'm mostly icked out by that robot offering to sell us slave labor.
Yes, that kind of also peaked up my my alert radar.
And the casual misogyny?
I know, right?
Ugh.
They have so much to learn here. It's just evidence of how sad and twisted life has become here. We're in the right place.
So anyway, the pretty sparkly drinks, let's go.
So as you start heading down, you just kind of head down the corridor in front of you. Alicia can smell where the bar is.
I mean, there are going to be a few bars. How dingy does this one look compared to the rest of the dingy?
Well, let me put it this way. There's no sign. It's just an open door. Like, there's not even a door. It's just an open door frame.
I was about to say, some bars are super bougie and don't have signs, and you have to like know someone to get it.
Right, but this one, Alicia can smell. And it's not because of the booze.
So not there.
No, not this one.
Let's do keep a close eye on each other, though. I'm like,
All right, it's been like a full minute, and you guys hear down the hallway, as if it just realized you weren't there. Have a pleasant stay.
I thought slag was bad.
Keep in mind, Slag is a sim droid, which is much more sophisticated than a robot. Granted, he's offline and she's not, so, you know, who's winning?
Well, Irene may or may not be planning to even those odds before they leave.
I try and find a bar that smells pretty for Hypois, because I think Hypois would appreciate one that smelled really pretty.
Thinking like a Dorak. All right. You guys roam through the corridors, transferring from block to block. In fact, at one of the intersections between one block and the other, the junctions aren't quite aligned. You guys can see like a quarter,
I thought like that.
like a quarter meter of the door is off kilter, and you just kind of walk through kind of at an angle.
Going to be taking extensive mental notes on the path we're taking to get where we're going. Getting lost here doesn't sound fun.
Each block has its own kind of, chic to it. But eventually you guys find a bar that appears to have live music playing.
appears to have live music.
Well, you guys can hear it before you find it, and then when you peek in, there's a band performing. So,
A creature in the shape of a band.
yes. One unit of band.
All right, yeah. How's the crowd look? Mostly uninterested, all drinking craft.
No. I mean, there's a handful, like maybe a fourth of them are kind of like near the stage enjoying it. But it seems to be a lot of people from different parts of the sector. In fact, a certain Razik might be a little nervous to see a pair of individuals in a booth with a crest of the Crest League on their shoulder patch.
Yeah, definitely. However, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they're just here to enjoy the music.
And this seems to be kind of like a traveler's stop. It doesn't seem like any locals are patrons.
Are the drinks sparkly and pretty colored?
Yeah, you see some ones that kind of glow on the rack behind this female Thuge. And Thuge, I gotta remember to, every time I introduce a new species, I gotta talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to bog down. So Thuges are the biggest sentient race, or at least playable sentient race. They're big, stocky creatures evolved from kind of like almost like cows. They have big horns and flat faces, and they might have hooves. I flip-flopped on that a lot, so I don't remember where I landed. Get back to you on that. But you can't see her feet anyway. But they're just big, hulking presences. You can spot them immediately. The males obviously have like big horns, and the females usually have much more streamlined, smaller, maybe even just little studs. She has 2 small horns that kind of curl downward and kind of make an S shape on either side of her face. And working with her are a pair of like waiter bots. So you come up and you ask for water, and she says,
Yeah.
"Come on right up, little man."
She looks like she'd call people sugar.
I think Hypoist has already made a friend.
Surprising? No one.
She looks over at Elise and she says, "Well, come on over. I got fresh meat in the back if you want to order something."
I do. But yeah, I just order what's the freshest, I guess.
Don't order anything where the price says market.
Order the freshest and the cheapest for Hypoist. not for Hypoist to eat, but for Hypoist's sake.
You guys look over to the, because the band attracts your attention, and on the between the band and the bar is this draped sign of what you assume is the name of the establishment, and this place is called Tall Glass of Water.
What does that
I
mean?
ordered the right drink.
I'm just afraid you might not get water, but sure.
This is what they're known for. H2O.
If this is a delicacy in this place, I'm afraid.
It probably is a delicacy in this place.
What is it? Hydroxic acid?
What? No, don't drink that.
No, that's water.
No, you're thinking of dihydrogen monoxide.
Dihydrogen monoxide is another term for it, but
Yeah.
water is also technically hydroxic acid.
As opposed to like
okay.
hydrochloric.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, it could, because it's an OH attached to an H. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You guys are biochemists, so he'll fact check you.
I'm getting refreshed. It's all right. All of my astrophysicist friends have been like, "Hey, you should probably tell Jake and that." I'm like, "No, I'm not. We don't care."
This is so far in the future that it's magic. That's why we use hyperspace and shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Irene's gonna order whatever looks the dirtiest.
She's
But also pretty and sparkly.
Okay.
Irene is a grunge baby, and Hypoist is like, "I drink water to keep my body clean."
So she gets you something that like appears all glittery, like it actually glitters when you shine a light on it. And as she's pouring it for you, she goes, "Well,
Is it a Pablo?
I can't say I've seen any of you in here before. What's your story, sugar?"
My story is that I'm thirsty.
Oh, well, then you came to the right place.
What? Okay. Thank you. Really want to figure out what they've got against Exalvi here.
And for the record, Rizik is just standing there looking at all the bottles, at everything that everybody's drinking, and like he's making the maths of the choice in his head, and it's taking forever, like literally forever, because now he has to take into consideration what's the least likely to kill him drink, what's the one that's gonna taste the best, what's the one that's most cost effective. Those maths, like guys, he's frozen. He's not moving.
I shove him into his seat and get him some vodka of some kind.
Okay.
I was gonna get him a water, but it's the best cost.
No, I feel like, well, like, yeah, Alicia orders him a vodka, and then Hypos orders him a glass of water to go with it.
Which is the healthy choice to do. You should always drink water in between drinks of alcohol.
Do you say that in character?
Yes.
I was just gonna
Doctor,
shut up and drink.
Shut up.
So
And enjoy.
a bald humanoid, darker complexion, with very, very like dark eyes. Like, you know, it almost looks like he's wearing mascara. Just really thick kind of eyebrows and eyelashes, and he's wearing a brown overcoat. And he comes over to the bar and he sits down one seat away from Irene, who's on the rightmost edge of your kind of ensemble here. And he's obviously aware of Irene, and he turns to her and he says, "If you're wondering why everyone is paying you so much mind, it's because we don't get a lot of Exolvi in the Wild Cluster."
I mean, I'm used to it. It's not really bugging me too much. And I am remarkably pretty too, so I get it. But, you know, being as vastly superior as I am, I can't help but look down on all of you a little bit.
Well, sure. We're not all bred to perfection, are we? I've been hearing an interesting rumor that there's an Exolvi female in the Wild Cluster who's a real wizard with machinery and whatnot.
I mean, I would love to meet her. I'm a bit of an amateur at engineering myself. And, you know, being able to talk to someone who how to put this mildly, who can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth would be pleasant.
Well, I mean, how many Exolvi are you in the Wild Cluster?
Well, I lost count at 1, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, me too. Funny that. Because if I could find this specialist, because as you know, you're all specialists of something, right?
Right?
Right. Well, if I could find this woman, I would offer her a job.
Well, in case I run into her, what kind of job are we talking about?
One that might get an Exolvi's gears turning. And then he kind of moves the seat closer to you, so he's now sitting next to you, and he says, "Well, I represent an organization that has recently acquired a older model sphere mandate control carrier derelict."
Not too many of those around.
Yeah, this one happened to be circling a black hole, and out of nowhere, the engines fired, pulled it just out of orbit, where the time dilation was small enough that we could get a team in. It's still hurtling towards that black hole, but it'll be a couple decades before it gets there.
So you're looking for someone to get it running enough to get it out of the pull?
Oh, no. my techs have assured me that's not going to happen. We're looking to salvage as much as we can. You know, they say every control carrier has dozens, if not hundreds, of support ships. And a lot of interesting weaponry. And I got a lot of buyers who'd be interested in interesting weaponry.
That storm's approaching us, by the way.
Yeah, that was a big roll of thunder. So if the stream abruptly ends, it's because we lost power.
So, let's say, hypothetically, I run into this Exalvi that you're looking for. Why don't you go ahead and give me some contact information, and I can pass it along for you? I'm sure she'd probably be very interested.
Sure, my name's 10 Brigger. And he pulls out a small transparent kind of like card, and he presses on it, and some letters appear, and the back becomes opaque when he does that, so it's easier to read, and he starts basically typing on a little miniature keyboard. And he's like, and you should tell this person if you run into her, you know, I don't like to surprise anyone, but I'm employed by the Reaper Syndicate. So if you find her, you give her this. And he basically hands you a futuristic business card.
Right. I'll take it, and
depending on
go
how
back to
fast
my
she
drink
works,
quietly.
depending on how fast she can fix our little problem that we need fixed, could be in and out in under a week. Anyway, I'm just going to be over there with some of my associates drinking. So if she shows up, you let me know.
Happy to do so.
And he motions to the Thuge for more drinks at his table, and he gets up and looks over there.
Oh, to take the so carefully laid out and presented plot hook or not.
It's up to you.
Well, I mean, everyone else at the table obviously probably heard the discussion as well.
He wasn't making it like he wasn't saying it quietly.
Right.
He's turned off my computer.
So
before,
So Irene will just set the card down in the middle of the table and go, thoughts?
Bye, people.
Well,
And as a brief run back for hello, good night. As a brief run back for
turn
Hypoest.
that volume down.
This
Because
individual
I'm
was
streaming.
had heard rumors of an Exalvi woman in the Wild Cluster who is a bit of an engineering whiz. They want to hire her. They found an old Exalvi, essentially warship, out by a black hole, and they want to salvage as much as they can off of it, and they're willing to pay, sounds like buku bucks for it.
Yeah. And especially given her expertise. You need to turn that down,
Right.
or I'm gonna take it away.
They want the weapons.
Yeah.
No sound.
And
or I'm gonna take
who
it
are
away.
they with again?
They're with the
the
Reaper
Reaver?
Syndicate. The Reaper Syndicate. Okay.
Reaper syndicate.
I'm sorry. My son is like right here, and he's doing
Yeah.
his best to distract me. You would know that a control carrier is like the central vessel of the Sphere Mandate fleet. These things are
Right.
gargantuan ships that are designed to carry multiple like cruiser-sized support ships attached to them, and they also have hundreds of drone fighters.
Right. This is the ship that goes at ludicrous speed and can engage suck mode.
Yeah.
One control carrier is designed to be able to take a solar system.
Yeah. But the Reaper Syndicate,
Yes.
do we know anything about them? Do we want to give them weapons?
I don't know if any of you have had run-ins with them, because you guys are very recent, or at least Hypoest and Irene are very recent on the scene of the Wild Cluster.
Would knowing that be a culture check?
Yeah, how about everybody give me a culture check?
any steps?
Because of how recent, because you guys you haven't born and raised in the Wild Cluster. This is a Wild Cluster organization. I'm going to say no.
I have a +1 from my ranks in culture anyway, but that was not a success.
Wow.
6, 2,
okay.
1. It's all down to
5.
5. Okay. Yeah, none of you have heard
nope.
of the Reaper Syndicate. And as there's a collective look of confusion across the 4 of your faces, the Thuj bartender says, "Oh, tell me you guys know who the Reapers are."
On the side, for the catch up from Vegas, did they mention where the ship was that they wanted to have you look at?
No, they just said it was circling a black hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he did say that if able to work fast, it would be in and out in a week. So it's not too far from here.
Anyway, so now the Thuj.
Yeah. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we know very little. And
We don't work very much with organizations.
Oh, well. She kind of leans over and she's like, "The Reaper Syndicate is the biggest crime organization in the Wild Cluster. And you gotta be a special kind of sort to be a crime syndicate in the Wild Cluster. In the last decade, they've been pushing out all the smaller game, either absorbing them or, getting rid of them. People say they're trying to dig their heels in case one of the superpowers shows up."
But what kind of reputation do they have with the average person?
They're not to be messed with, that's for sure.
So it's more fear than respect?
I'd say so. I'm not afraid of him, but she pats something underneath the counter. I'm strapped, you know?
I love her so much. Yeah, that makes sense. You'd have to be the fear rather than respect kind of organization to really, really succeed out here. But we just worry, a lot of these empires that are causing everyone so much grief start out as fear rather than respect organizations who don't want anyone else to gain control. And so, we might as well gain control because we're the better of the evils. And then suddenly they're taking over systems and killing people and claiming superiority over others.
Hey, I'm not here to talk about the morality situation, but, I just listen. And I talk a lot. Some people say I talk too much for a bartender, but you know what I say? It's my shop.
I like you.
Just a quick compliment to you, Miss. What's your name?
Krunga.
Miss Krunga. Amazing job at keeping this establishment clean. We've walked by several places. They all gave me the creeps. This one is...
Well, typically I would attribute it to elbow grease, but really it's the grease in my bots that keeps the place clean as it is.
I'm very thankful for that.
Hey, I like loud music, and nobody wants to play in a shithole, you know?
Fair.
How is the band, by the way?
Well, given your characters' backgrounds, the 4 of you, I imagine you guys all have wildly different tastes. So I'm gonna say this one is, this one is to Irene's liking. And then Vegas can tell us what that sounds like.
It's well, I was gonna say it's legally distinct. However, if it's to Irene's taste, it's. I mean, modern equivalent would probably be experimental post-hardcore.
Okay.
Love that. Like body/head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
Cool. Now Hyperwest is trying really hard to look like he's enjoying it. Because he wants to be cool so bad.
Meanwhile, Irene's just like,
But she's having to head beat like in a syncopated kind of way.
oh
due to
yeah,
her
no, it's
experimental
absolutely
nature.
absolutely alternating between 2 bars of 7/8 and then a bar of 13/16.
Oh, nice. I was thinking 15.
But with 5-bar phrases.
Yes.
Razik every once in a while looks at his drink and wonders if it's the music or the drink that's giving him a headache.
I mean,
Okay.
it's probably both. Let's be fair.
I do not like the idea of arming the Reaper Syndicate. On the other hand, arming them would allow them to, in greater force, resist the oppressive hand of the Saldrosi Empire and the Sphere Mandate should things come to a head. But also, this particular system isn't under direct threat from either of those forces. Other parts of the Wild Cluster are, but I don't feel like I don't know. This is a doozy.
Well, and if they're as large as it sounds like they are, it's not necessarily just this system.
Yeah.
So like you said, it's the entire cluster. However, with the weapons that they could get off of that ship, they could potentially protect the entire cluster, as well as potentially dominate the entire cluster.
Okay. I'll take the spirit stick. My concern is, how is this any different from the translocation induction device patent? The translocation induction device patent pending.
He
How is
didn't
it?
he didn't indicate that they know anything about it, but that doesn't mean that they don't.
The moral quandary is the same, though, whether or not they're asking about the TLDPP or TIDPP or another kind of super mega weapon that would be derived from scavenging off the ship.
Oh no. Nothing on that ship comes close to
What your
mine
invention does.
on a personal level.
I know that, but how is providing them with these weapons different from handing the TIDPP over to the Sphere Mandate?
Doctor?
I'm gonna throw a rational wrench into this as well. So we always look at the pros and cons of doing these kinds of job, and the one thing I'm wondering is, if we do the job and we get money, we get to do more good. Just saying.
Yes, but also, Doctor, you're the one who doesn't like to carry a gun, and you don't necessarily like when we have to use our guns. So your idea is, well, if it gives us money, let's give a bunch of very big dudes who don't have our issue with shooting people very, very big guns.
I'm on the same place as you with the rest of the moral issues. I'm also not agreeing so much as to give them guns, obviously, but I'm just saying that there's another benefit at doing the job from a purely rational, no morality perspective.
Okay, well, here's something. Can they get the weapons without Irene's help?
Probably, but they won't get them in as good condition
Or numbers.
Look, there's a
or
reason they're
numbers.
looking for Irene in particular. And we do have to consider that maybe part of that is because it's circling a black hole and they're scared of doing it without the extra help.
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna get it no matter what. Now, they're not gonna get the ship. They just want the tech salvaged from the ship. There's always the possibility of going in, doing substandard work, and still getting paid.
Irene, give me a culture check.
No. I mean, yeah, sure. That's a
Is
nat
this
20.
a culture check on the sphere mandate?
Yeah, it is. But this would be this is like her recalling her own history.
Yeah, that's a nat 20, which is just excellent. It's not.
It's you got an excellent. Okay, the
Yeah.
more you're talking about this control carrier drifting to a black hole, you know, a memory from your history class it pops into mind, and you remember like a long time ago, maybe 50 years ago. So it was before you were born. A control carrier, the SMS Precept, went missing somewhere in the gaps. And it was doing a long range show the flag. And it was also back then they didn't have the full fire expanse mapped. So it was like the host ship to the mapping effort, and it was lost in the gaps 50 years ago. Never found.
Sorry, I'm taking note. So it was a host of the exploratory fleet.
Yeah.
So
Keep in mind, a control carrier is a fleet. So, like, yeah, it
Right,
was the
right.
exploratory fleet.
Right, which means one of two things. It was either way more heavily armed than a normal control carrier, or potentially slightly less armed because it was on a mission of exploration, not a mission of war. But
It's also a
what I know,
50-year-old design, minimum.
right?
Yeah.
And what I know of the expansionist tendencies of the Sphere Mandate, it's probably more heavily armed because you don't go in. We come in peace. No, we went in. We're better than you, and we're taking over. I mean, unless that's inaccurate, that's my
They don't just
interpretation of it.
Yeah, it's very rare that Sphere Mandate just straight up invades. It's usually a lot of pressure until they annex, you know? But it's usually like they sign the paper kind of annexation, not the "Hi, we're here,
Right.
give us your planet" kind
Right.
of annexation.
They come in, they blockade, they stop you from being able to do anything.
Yeah. They buy off your
Unless
trade
you
partners. Yeah.
Unless you
Now
agree to sign
in
on
the
the dotted
early
line.
history of the Mandate, they were very much give me your planet. Until they had a small cluster of stars under their control. Then they got a little bit more passive aggressive with their expansion.
All right.
I don't want to do it. That is my contribution.
As much as we need the money, it seems more cons than pros.
Elise?
I mean, we could potentially go in there and sabotage, but I don't know how well we could pull that off with them looking over our shoulders.
I don't know if they intend to pay us after or before. I don't want to give weapons to the Reaper Syndicate, even if we have common enemy. That's my concern.
Yeah. I'm just concerned of
I agree.
making a potential enemy out of the Reaper Syndicate.
That too.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt us to keep this in our back pocket for now. And if it becomes necessary or beneficial, then we can reach back out. But in the meantime, we never ran across this Exalvi woman with a knack for weapons engineering.
Actually, Ten Brigger didn't mention weapons engineering. He said she was good with mechanics and stuff.
Right.
I'm saying that there wasn't even like a subtext to that. Your specialty may not be known. They may just know that you're just a tech whiz.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm in the boat of holding on to it and potentially revisiting it later.
Or if they begin to be aggressive about it.
Right. Well, one for the moral quandary involved with it. 2 for the let's not just outright say no, because that could make enemies out of the Reapers, and we don't necessarily want or need that. If we just go on our way. Now here's... Damn it! Oh, I'm overthinking things.
It's the booze.
Yeah, I say we say no well, not say no, but just don't respond for the time being.
I mean, yeah, we didn't give up our homes, our families, our comfort, our lifestyles, and everything we knew before just to keep handing weapons to people.
Right. And I mean, in the meantime, it wouldn't hurt us to look more. Sorry, in character. In the meantime, we could probably do some digging into this Reaper Syndicate and find out if they're as bad as people say they are, or if they're worse.
We could do that. I'm gonna what was her name again? Krunga?
Krunga.
Krunga?
I can type it.
Is it an N or an M?
It's an N. It's Krunga.
Krunga.
Oh, nope.
Oh, 2 U's. Otherwise I had
Stooge names always have double vowel somewhere in there. They're not the only ones. There's 2 species. The Zretians do it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna wave Krunga over and ask if I can have my water in like a martini glass.
Whatever makes you happy.
And then I want to go see about hanging out with the Reaper boys.
Oh.
Once I finish my meat, I move on to whatever sparkly drink Irene has.
Rizik might talk a little bit more to Krunga.
Okay.
It is just now 8 o'clock.
Oh, yep.
Or almost, yeah. I'm trying to keep my alarm from going off. So
okay. I think this is a good enough time, Zinni, to go ahead and put the pause. So everybody, we're gonna take a 15-minute break. We'll be back 15 after. We got another hour 45 of Lost Horizon, and this is a more freeform campaign, so this session may just be figuring out what we're doing next session. But hopefully we'll get some good roleplay and we'll learn some more about the world, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you stick around. We will be back.